r/AskReddit.
Reddit.
What's a fictional language you wish you could speak? All of them. I want a Babel fish. To be fair, that just gives you the ability to understand them. It's just assumed everyone has them so they can understand everyone else. Why else would you find a dispenser on a Vogon ship? The Vogons want to make sure that you can understand their shutter poetry. Go help you. You wanted to hear some poetry? Say no more my shiny little Spriggle-pan. I will bathe your gush titans with glibble snap like you have never seen Bully before or henceforth. Something I've occasionally wondered, what happens if you just give a babelfish to a child before it knows how to speak? Would it even bother to learn language at all or just express noises in its own way that conveys meaning to itself? Perhaps the overwhelming majority of the civilized galaxy does this and most people don't actually speak a true language at all in everyday life. Elvish. You can speak it. Tolkien wrote enough of Elvish for it to be spoken. You think I am nerdy enough to learn it? Cause you are correct, I might try and learn it. Edit. Grammar. It's damn hard to learn. Sindarin is a little easier than Quenya, but it's so tough to get either of them right. I consider myself a bit of a Tolkien geek, but my sister actually speaks and reads Sindarin. It's kinda impressive. One of these days I'd love for her to go on Colbert and challenge him in Tolkien trivia. I'm pretty sure she could drop him faster than Theron getting rid of the troublesome orc. Better folks have tried. If you're talking about James Franco, nah bro, he brought a super weak game. Yeah, any moderate geek of LOTR would know those questions. I say this because I'm a moderate, mediocre geek of Middle-earth. Dude straight up asks for 3 vol hour, that shit's like day 1 Silmarillion. Ha just makes you admire Tolkien's work even more. I would totally pick Quenya so I could be snobby to all the Sindarin speakers. I had some acquaintances back in middle school who were teaching themselves Elvish. Hope you figured it out, Dan. Not really, it is syntax and script but not nearly enough vocabulary to be a useful form of communication. Admittedly, knowing nothing about the Elvish vocabulary, I'm betting it would be particularly hard to have a modern conversation about computing devices so I tried rebooting my phone like 3 times because it kept crashing when I tried to load the selfie cam. Next thing I knew my network connection was insanely slow and I couldn't log on to Facebook at all. I ended up just booting up my laptop and connecting the Ethernet. Hell, I'm not sure if you can even say that in Latin or Ancient Greek without stealing a bunch of modern words. I speak Tagalog, a language from the Philippines, and to be absolutely honest, you can say that by just using Tagalog words. Sinubukan kong I rebooting cellphone ko ng 3 beses kasi nagki-crash ng sinubukan kong buksan ang camera pang selfie, tapos biglang out ang bumagayong kong gazine ko sa internet at hindi na ako makalogin sa Facebook. Sa huli, binuksan ko na lang ang laptop ko at kumonekta sa Ethernet. There's around 10 words that can't be directly translated. Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification. What type? There are multiple. Just wait for somebody else to talk Elvish and then scream then I will die as one of them. Pednai Ethan and Aaron, and then you acute Chennai at the gear. Really depends on what Elvish, every fantasy universe has its own language. I assume you mean the one from LOTR, in which case is it Quenya or Sindarin? Quenya and Sindarin. Sindarin or Quenya? Yay, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop summoning whatever demon you're summoning. I am merely summoning sniper rifles in the middle of the Finnish countryside. Nervous vodka sounds. Russian anti-sniper units drop dead. It means no worries, for the rest of your days. Sisasana kiddos mamu. Polka. Swomion helipokili. Saitahano za ajo pikulapset. AC.tarvi hard to tell at lat vapuyuma. If I remember, Tolkien based Elvish roughly off Finnish. Wait, so Finnish is fictional? R. Finland conspiracy. The rabbit hole you just sent me down. Now you know. Yes, because Finland doesn't exist. Just like Idaho. Damn straight Idaho. Paraguay. Math. This for real though. I'm getting math minor, I've taken so many courses in it. I guess you could say I'm semi-fluent. This happens to be my first language. English is a distant second, only because I despise everything about it. Simlish, I've been playing those games for so long, I have to know what they're saying. So I'm like, Baharmi Putha and she goes, Galarge. See Robbie do. Galarge. Classic. Well, we know Sul Sul equals hello. Also, Kamcha means pizza and Nabu means baby. Nothing better than welcoming your newborn son to your household with new. There is a YouTube video on it, d.b web link. Those voice actors are precious, especially when they're singing at the end. I was going to type this, but I already have some knowledge of it. I know how to say hello, Sul Sul and Dag Dag, obviously, both of which also mean bye, but there's also EA, or baby, Nabu, or best friend, Yibsum. Beyond that, the situations in which Sims use certain terms give a good indication of what they mean. Woohoo is a verb form of sex, Davido and Sabanda are related to hunger, Gronk, Eba, means something like ugh, really? Or disbelief at a failure. Finally, because Simlish words were meant to be given their own meanings by the players, there's the terms that have no definite meaning. Shabo, Miatsu Simchuanito, Pablo Irby, Ebla Condroy, Tapehaduda Crew, Ripsnoopy. Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification. I can hear that EA very clearly in my mind. Good old Frankie Fusili. Simlish. And for Reddit's rocking pleasure, I present Rise Against in Simlish. Dwarven from Lord of the Rings. It's like Elvish, but meaner. So like the difference between Austrian and German? What? Which one do you consider meaner? As a German I must say the Austrian dialects have more melody than the German ones. So I think to non-native speakers German probably sounds meaner than Austrian. As a non-native speaker, any accent south of like Thuringen sounds like gibberish to me, honestly about as easy to understand as Dutch. That said, I've put more effort into the northern dialects as that's where my heritage lies, and I have auditory processing disorder and struggle to understand my native tongue sometimes if people don't speak clearly. Some Bavarian dialects sound like utter gibberish to other Bavarians. New words, different grammar, everything. I knew someone at university who spoke Bavarian at home. English is her first language though. I had to tutor her for German 101. Too bad they keep their language a secret. Damn dwarves. Always so isolationist. Enchantment table language. Edit. Yes, I know it's the standard galactic alphabet. I forget what it was called so I said enchantment table language. That's actually called the standard galactic alphabet, and I've heard it's present in games other than Minecraft. Yup, it's from the Commander Keen series. It's actually possible, there are real translations. It basically just changes the alphabet, but other than that, it's the same. A cipher? More of a code than a language. Enchantment? Enchantment. Aw, good old Sandal. Wonder if he's gonna turn out to be the next god or something? Doesn't matter cause I have no faith in the next game anyway. Whatever they speak in Animal Crossing. I think they just say every single letter very fast and without tone. Yes, just take a video and slow down, you'll definitely hear stuff you recognize. However, I completely agree. I've always wanted to be able to play that game without reading and just being able to listen to what they say. Some of the letters are weird though. I think the L is like clay and sounds like K, and some other letters include a U in it even though they sound nothing like it here. Animal Crossing is just a weird language. Animalese. Yes. Dova from Skyrim. There's actually a website dedicated to learning Dova. Right, my problem is just doing it. Always a real problem lol. But, does it work? And can I launch Lydia off a mountaintop just to make her run all the way back up for shits and giggles? I learned it a couple years back. Fucking hard but doable. I lost most of it after I learned French though. Them.org has you covered. Even a full dictionary. Pine they're all doing, cry do follow at Dovigan. Cruza, Fardan. Sith. Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi. Wookie. The language is Shirei a Wookiee mistake. Groot. The phonetics are pretty difficult though. Not sure I can master it. I think it goes like this. I'm Groot. First of all, how dare you? Ever since he got a little sap, he's been a total D-hole. His tone went from a C minor to a D major. Oof, I can't imagine you wanted to say that. Watch your damn language. Why would you say something so controversial yet so bold? How dare you say that about my mother? Black speech from Lord of the Rings. I mean you can. Sort of. Tolkien didn't make a lot of it. The ring verse and a couple other lines in the books make up all the black speech in existence. All you gotta do is learn a single poem. True, there's no big secret to memorizing the script on the ring. If you can pronounce as Nazg with the right echoey ominousness, you're already halfway there. Come on dude, you know you're not allowed to say the N-word. What up my Nazgul? Orcish. It's like Elvish for men. I speak Elvish to women, Dwarvish to men, human to God and Orcish to my horse, Charles V. Crackhead. Go to any highway overpass between 11 PM and 6 AM, immersion is important. I learned Methanese and even did a semester abroad at a rundown house outside of DeSoto, KS. The language of dogs. Barks bark. Well that's a bit rude now isn't it? Politics. Me too. I would be able to insult politicians in their language. Paul Keaton was great at insulting politicians. Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics. Hold on. This whole operation was your idea. Hello there. General Kenobi. You are a bold one. Dothraki. I'm pretty sure that's on Duolingo bruh. High Valyrian is, not Dothraki. Wait, it is? FK my Spanish class, time to learn Valyrian, D. Mandoa. Alan Orishitalan. Wikipedia has a pretty good overview of the language, basic grammar, syntax, and a lot of vocabulary. It's a decent start. High Valyrian. And maybe have a dragon pet. There's a Duolingo course on this. I can't remember the name of it, but the magic language from the Aragon series. Oh that's a good answer, I don't remember the name either. I looked it up. Apparently it's just called the ancient language. Which would explain why we don't remember the name. Lol. Yeah, no one knowing the name was a big plot point. There was a time where I was actually able to say some things in the ancient language. Alas. Duolingo has Klingon courses smile. I didn't believe you but it is a legit course. I'm not sure how long it is, so have fun. I want to date angry women with bony head plates. As long as you're good with a 50-50 chance of losing your cock. My extreme tracky aunt speaks it fluently. The first time my stepmom met her, she was decked out in cosplay makeup and greeted my stepmom in Klingon. My poor stepmom was terrified. My best friend is fluent in it also. Her parents nearly disowned her when they realized they were paying for this college course. A Klingon college course? Really? I had no idea that was such a thing but I know now lol I'll have to ask my aunt how she learned. Your aunt is awesome. There's a subreddit for learning Klingon. The Inkling language from Splatoon, honestly same. Those Splatfest concerts would have slapped 10x harder if I could actually sing along. The language from The Sims. That snake language from Harry Potter. Parcel Thong. Pretzel Thong. Subscribe to the channel and check out more Reddit videos here by me Reddit Robin.